Sebastian Martinez, MMAnytt, here with Neil Magny, who faces off with Craig Wyatt here in UFC Fight Night 130 in Liverpool. All right, so obviously the big story here has been the change of opponent. You know, you go from Gunnar Nelson, a top 10 ranked karate stand-up grappler, to Craig Wyatt, who's also got a bit of a, strong grappling, but is a very different fighter. How much has this changed for you in terms of both preparation, both physically and mentally?
It doesn't affect me at all when it comes down to it. I mean, my coaches do a great job of training me to go out there and beat the best. So a short notice opponent change does nothing for me at all. Actually, it motivates me and allows me to worry less about my opponent and more on myself.
So one could argue about this is more of a lose-lose fight for you, simply because you're facing a guy who a lot of people don't know, meaning that your stock won't necessarily rise as much, and and obviously he presents threats that, should things not go your way, that it would be even worse. Is that something that you thought about?
Not at all. I mean, for me, it's a win-win. This very same time last year, I was sitting in a position where I may not have been able to fight had it not been for surgical intervention, and even then, it would be a slight possibility that I would even be able to fight. So the fact that I was able to overcome that significant injury that kept me out for 9 months last year, and I'm in the position that I am now to even go out there and fight, I'm grateful for that. So whether it was Craig Wyatt or whether it was the #1 guy or Tyron Woodley himself, it doesn't matter. I'm just grateful for the opportunity to go out there and compete, and I'll make the best of it.
I read a little bit online about you donating a large percent to a toddler with some sort of spinal injury after his fight. Did that also influence you, making sure that you wanted to stay and fight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it just goes more so my decision. I mean, like you said earlier, a lot of people view this as a lose-lose for me. At the end of the day, I win no matter what happens. I get to go out there, do what I love to do, and on top of that, I get to make a significant donation to a little girl that's fighting a pretty significant disease. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity to go out there and do what I love.
Okay, excellent. And so every fight is different, obviously, and like you said, your coaches do most of the preparation in terms of pure opponent. But have you had a chance to look at all at Craig Wyatt and see what he brings to the table? Yeah,
definitely. I looked him up a little bit. They started most of his wins to come by submission, so that's something that definitely excites me. I mean, I want to go out there and prove myself against some of the grapplers. When most of my losses have come from submission losses, that excites me. I get to go out there and fight a grappler. It gives me another chance. Like, all right, see how you do against this grappler. Go out there and test yourself. So that kind of motivates me to keep getting better in the gym and keep working forward towards my goal.
Yeah, we talked to him before, and he actually mentioned about that he felt that perhaps his biggest strength was the grappling, and he felt that was perhaps one of the holes in your armor, so to speak. You said it motivates you, but how do you see your progression in terms of grappling going from? Because obviously you do learn often more things from a loss than a win. How's your progression in grappling been through these past few fights?
It's been great. I mean, ever since my second fight in UFC, where I lost to Sergio Moraes via mountain triangle, my defense and my offense have gotten so much better on the ground. I lost via mountain triangle against Sergio Moraes, and then 2 years later, I fight a guy, Damian Maia, who went for the same exact submission, and I was able to defend it and advance from that position. So it shows me that I'm getting better at those positions, and I'm not the same fighter I was in the past. So I'm excited to keep moving forward and keep showing new tools I'm added to my tool belt.
And what do you feel are your biggest strengths or advantages versus Wyatt?
At the end of the day, it just comes down to how well I mix it up. I mean, I'm able to strike with the guy, I'm able to grapple with the guy, I'm able to wrestle with the guy. So he's going to have a hard time dealing with how well I mix it up in the cage.
Okay. And a little bit of a story here has been as well the Scouser atmosphere, and everyone's been talking about it. We've been there once before, experienced at a smaller show, but UFC will be a whole different scale. How much have you been hearing about this and talking about the atmosphere and how everything's going to be come fight night?
So far I heard nothing but great things about the atmosphere here. Like they literally said, Liverpool's a fight city. Like people here love fights, so I'm excited to go out there and give them a great show. I mean, I don't get to come here that often. Now that I'm able to be here and fight here, I'm excited to put on a great show for the fans and give them something that they'll enjoy.
All right, and I'm sure the fans will get something they enjoy in the welterweight bout between Neil Magny and Craig Wyatt, taking place here in Liverpool for UFC Fight Night 130. Neil, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you.